Right now I've got just a ratchet strap hooked to the old chain, and I'm gonna pull the old chain right out the top using the skid steer, and the new chain is underneath the skid steer. So as I back up, the new chain will go underneath me, the old chain will come out the top, or at least that is the hope and the idea. Hello guys, welcome back to version I don't know what of our spreader truck repair, rebuild here, whatever you want to call it. Just a recap for anybody who may have not been here. Last I think it's early in the spring maybe, I bought this truck. I bought this spreader body. The spreader body was on a different truck. This truck was actually a power company truck. I merged the two together, make us a spreader truck to spread our chicken litter with here on the farm. Load number two and a half, or maybe is it my third load? I don't remember. Anyway, we broke the old chain. As you can see here, it had seen its better days. The links were getting wore out. Part of the bed back here broke out. I have welded pieces in most of the way up the truck, about 2/3 of the way up, 3/4. Welded it in because it was starting to rot out in a couple places. We've got that stuff in place, and now I'm ready for our new $2,500 chain to go in here. As y'all can tell, this chain here, the bars are a lot closer together on it, so it should work better for lime and things like that, I would think. The old one here, it had 3 or 4 bars in between them. The new one has 2. So we're going to attempt to pull the new chain in with the old one. I'm not exactly 100% sure yet how we're going to do that. I've got the new one here rolled out on the ground underneath my skid steer at the moment. Smart thing would be to hook it on here, up under here, and pull it out the top. However, I don't think that will work because of this lip right here. So I'm trying to figure out, my plan was to lay this piece up here on the top and then pull it over the top into it. So basically use that chain, hook this chain to the old chain and pull it up that way, which will be reverse of normal operation for it. But I'm beginning to wonder if I wouldn't be better off to flip this chain over and go from the bottom and pull it in the other way. I just have to watch the chain catching on this piece of angle iron right here. Definitely gonna have to pull this piece off. Let me do some figuring on it in a few minutes, and when I get my plan together of exactly how I plan to do this, I'll touch back with you guys and let y'all watch that process to see if I fail or not. I'm gonna attempt to do this by myself just to see if it is possible by yourself. So, wish me luck. All right, so if y'all can see here, we got our old chain hooked to our new chain. I just used some bolts so it'd be easy and quick to take off. The only thing I'm concerned about being by myself is I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. I may have to get my dad or my brother or somebody with like the other tractor to pick up on this chain and get it out here to hold this chain level as it goes in. And I may be better off just go get forklift and do that now. And I may go ahead and do that. Let me get this skid steer backed up and get the chain tight, and then I may go ahead and do that before I get going. All right, so this is the current setup. Got the forklift here holding the chain up trying to keep this thing up above the lip under there. New chain here is attached to the old chain. When I pull it in, it will be the correct direction, should be. Right now I've got just a ratchet strap hooked to the old chain. I'm gonna pull the old chain right out the top using the skid steer, and the new chain is underneath the skid steer. So as I back up, the new chain will go underneath me, the old chain will come out the top, or at least that is the hope and the idea. Let's see what happens here. Old chain got caught up here. Reposition a little here, and I'm gonna show y'all this side of things. Just about got the new one in. Well over halfway now. Somehow we got pressure on something, somewhere. Is he there handy? I just need him about 5 minutes. About got it in, but I can't do the last little bit by myself.
You said you need him in 5 minutes?
I just need him for about 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. I'll send him up that way.
All right. Thanks. Bye. Hello. All right, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. That worked a lot better than I expected. So, like I was saying, we had our new chain strung out here on the ground. Went all the way underneath the skid steer here. I hooked it onto our old chain. You can see the bolt head right there. You'll see it here in a minute. And I hooked it onto it, and then I brought the forklift here to hold the new chain up so that it would kind of guide directly into this area right here. And then I just took the skid steer and pulled it back. We had one hang up, which is where I welded these pieces on the inside up there. That new bolt that I put on there, the head sticks out a little bit, and the chain was pushing that way, and it caught on that lip a little bit, and it was just hanging up on that bolt. Once I pushed the chain over, popped right through, and I'm gonna wait on my dad now, because one of us is gonna have to pull it, and one of us is gonna have to hold this remaining chain up here, up level, so that it will go over this lip and not get in a bind. And then we will just take and get this chain. I don't know that they've got it cut the right length. It might have to be cut off a little bit. We'll see. It'll be close. May have to cut a couple links off. And then we have a tensioner up here in the front. This right here. I want to bring this block back about all far as I can, and then make that thing join. That way I've got plenty of movement as that chain wears in. Because over time that chain is going to stretch and wear in. And then we'll need to be able to tighten that slack out. But I have been dreading this for months. I've had this chain in the shop for probably 6 months now, and I have dreaded and dreaded and dreaded doing it. And I mean, there's still quite a bit of work to do, don't get me wrong. I've got to weld in a couple pieces here to hold up our spinners. We got to reinstall all of our spinners on here again. I've got the new motor for that. And I've got a metal fab guy looking about making me some new spinner paddles so that they'll all match the original one. But once we get that put in, I do need to add some lights. These lights are on here, but we never hooked them into this truck. I need to get the lights hooked up on this thing, but I think we'll be getting pretty close to being able to spread some chicken litter, and we need it because here in the next week or two, I'm wanting to get in the field and start planting some wheat. We got all of our cornfields. They'll all be winter wheat, and then I'm gonna probably take a few more fields, maybe even some of those that we double crop this year. I may do another double crop year. I know it's not good on them, but the new farm and the new ground on Johnson Farm Road up here that we picked up, we're going to plant all of it in corn, I think. So I don't really need that much corn next year. That'll be putting us at, 60 plus acres probably worth of corn, depending on what I do with the Smith farm. So I want to keep at least 30 acres of winter wheat, maybe closer to 40. And we may raise some like oats. I would love to raise a little cereal rye. That way we'll have some for a cover crop seed. But needless to say, I'm going to be spreading chicken litter very soon. So I better get my truck fixed. My dad's on the way. He's going to help me get the remainder, a little bit of this chain in, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys. That went very, very much better than I expected. We got the links cut off and joined together right here. Y'all can see that cotter pin on that side of that link. Got the chain snugged up. Now we just have to get this spinner motor. This is the spinner motor right here that cracked. Y'all can see right there where my light's shining. Right above that fitting is cracked. Got a new motor in the truck there. We got to get it on there, get it installed, get our plate back on there and get it installed, and then get this whole member here installed back on the truck. And then, like I said, I've got a metal fabricator making me some new ones of these because that is not correct. The correct one I've already cut off, but he should get back with me hopefully this week, I hope, on those. And we're gonna be getting closer to have this spreader truck wrapped up and ready to haul some chicken litter. I am happy. Hey guys, welcome back to the litter spreader project. So I left off, you guys, we just got the new chain installed. Yesterday evening, we didn't get started on this thing till later, and it got dark on us, so lighting quality wasn't good enough for me to get anything we done yesterday. But we got both this, we got the spinner plate motor bolted back up under here, and we got the new spinner motor mounted here. While we were at lunch today at school, we had several of these hoses that were rotten. We had a couple new hydraulic hoses made here. Got another new one here that'll go between the machines. And then we also had a couple made for the Bobcat T300 that Coleman's putting on now. But yeah, so we're just gonna put all this stuff back together and probably fill it up with some oil and try it. Then we can try a test, make sure the chain here is spinning correctly. The guy that I was gonna have make these spinner plates, he wasn't able to get it done yet, and I know we're gonna be getting to needing our spreader truck very soon. So I'm gonna attempt to make some, at least for this side, because as you guys can see, this spinner here is way, way different than these. And even these are way different than the factory ones. So I'm gonna try to replicate the factory one as close as I can, so we'll get as even and accurate as a spread pattern as we can. But hopefully here in just a little while, we'll be able to turn this thing on and actually verify this chain turns and works, and make sure all of our hard work and money we spent is going to at least work without litter in it. So let's get to work. Anytime I get new hydraulic hoses made like this, I always flush them with some brake cleaner, just in case there's any metal shavings or grinding dust, because most time places like that use some sort of a grinder to cut the hoses with, and we don't want none of that junk in our new hydraulic motor or our filters, pumps, or anything. All right, guys, all of our lines are hooked up here. I'm probably gonna do something, try to tie these lines up a little bit. Still got to fix this. We gotta put some oil in it and check everything out. But I think she's ready for round 1 testing. I got everything out of here except for this cardboard, and it's not gonna hurt anything. Do round 1 testing and see what, hopefully nothing pops or bangs or does anything stupid. We got to, like I said, we got to hook these things up. Need to hook the lights up on the truck. We never hooked them up last time. We got to hook this side. I guess weld it back in place because it was bolted, but I'm not going to bolt it back the way they had it. And like I said, put some oil in it and we're ready to try this thing out and see if it works or not. All right, we got to top this thing off with hydraulic fluid. We got a fitting down here on the tank that was leaking. I got a new one and it still leaks, so I'll have to get something else to try, something different. But for now, I want to try this thing out, see if it's gonna work or not. See what other issues we may or may not have. Took 5 gallons to get halfway up the stick. Alright, I'm gonna turn our valve for our spinner down. I say I am. Might need a bigger wrench. These valves right here control the hydraulic flow to our spinners and to our chain. I'm about halfway to begin with. We're gonna test this sucker out. Hold on. We got leaks. Just turn it off for a minute. Apparently never tighten these. Fail. All right, ease it in again. Go ahead and turn the other thing on. Our chains are ticking. That thing ticking's that little thing over there. We don't have it hooked up yet. I'll let this chain go around here quite a bit. Loosen itself up, limber itself up a little bit. Got us a leak up here. Yeah, I don't know if I ever tightened that because I don't know if I had the right wrench. Maybe this will fit it. There, I think it's the right wrench. Never trust Luke to get all the hoses tight.
By the way, guys, well, By the way, guys, it helps to tighten the hydraulic line. It may not leak if you tighten it.
Alright, so right now we are trying to mimic this piece. One side, the curve goes this way, the other side it'll go the opposite way. This is what catches the poop as it comes out of the truck and slings it. Right now, basically they're all different. I don't have a metal brake, especially nothing that's been metal that thick. So what I'm doing, I am mimicking each part here, and we're cutting them out with my plasma cutter, and then we're just going to clean them up and weld them together. This is probably 3/16 steel. We're doing it at 1/4, so hopefully this will last us for hopefully the rest of our life. We'll find out here real quick. I am cutting them out here with the plasma cutter. Coleman's over here cleaning them up with a grinder. We got our pieces here kind of tacked up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were recording them.
They don't look great, but we got them tacked up. We're going to weld them out. And we got our little gusset pieces we'll put on there. Coleman's welding them out now. See how he does.
Been like 6 months since I welded, so yeah, it's probably gonna look rough. I can't see out of Luke's helmet. Not pitch black.
What is up, guys? It's been a day or two since I videoed any on the old spreader project here. Coleman and I got our new spinners here put on. It's hard to see them now. I got them covered in chicken litter. I got probably about a third of a load on the truck. I didn't want to load it too full, especially for our maiden voyage in case the chain was to break for whatever reason. Should be good to go. But we're up here at our new ground here. The landowner, they have just about got it smoothed out. They've got pretty much all the roots and sticks and stuff off. So my plan is come in here, spread 3 to 4 tons of chicken litter to the acre, and then I'm gonna come in here with some type of tillage implement, whether I buy something like a field cultivator or a disc or something. And we still got places to fill in, some holes and stuff, but wanting to try this spreader out, make sure it's gonna work, because we're gonna have to put it to work here very soon. And that also being said, this ground needs a lot of litter, so what better place to try it out than here. So let's give her a shot and hopefully everything works. I don't smell it. Like, I don't smell electrical, so I don't really think it's electrical. Yeah, boy. Looks like everything worked. Hallelujah. Looks like our spinners work good. We've already thrown the paint off of them. Everything looks good back here. Heck yeah. Looks like it was throwing a good pattern. We're getting litter away out here. Sweet. Now just a bunch more. Load this place up good. Let's get this old truck loaded up here. pretty good load on there, guys. I'd say she's loaded. Let's get to the field. All right, guys, so we have made it to the field. As y'all can see here, it's blinking, but pulled up to where I last left off. We'll turn our PTO on here. Put it in neutral. All right, if y'all can see up here in our tailgate, or in our mirror, right up here is a gauge. There's an arm on that, and I'm gonna mash a switch in here, and we're gonna try to make that arm get to just about halfway mark. That right there is about halfway mark, if that picks up on camera. It's that little thing in the back that's white. There's a little arrow pointing, and I got it about halfway. So now we're going to flip our other switch here, which will turn our chains on. I've got it in low range, and I'm going in second gear at low range. We're going to start mapping again. I'm going to mark in my head that we got 3.32 acres. So when we get done, we should have about 6 acres. Let's take off now. Y'all can see we got duty coming out the back there. Again, we got our GPS on there. I'm off the line a little bit, but I'm trying to get it straightened back up a little bit. We're just going to go back and forth. We're running about 6.2 miles an hour. I've got this spreader set on, or my GPS set on 20-foot widths. So we do that so that we can, we'll go a lot closer together, but we slow down our chain and everything. That way we're spreading, less per acre, but we're having to go over a little more ground, but that gives us a more even spread pattern. Especially us only being a small farm, we don't have to be in any big hurry. We could probably bump that up to maybe 30 foot instead of 20, but this way we'll get a lot more even spread pattern over the course of things, especially in real dry litter. This litter here is not real dry, but got a little button here that turns on my chain. The spinner's back there spin all the time. You just turn the chain on and off. Y'all can probably see my tracks there. You can kind of follow the tracks. But I've also got the GPS there, so if I get off. This was our cornfield. This is the last cornfield we harvested. So we're gonna load this thing up with some litter, and we're gonna put our winter wheat on it and hope for a good year. I'm shooting for around 40 acres. I'm hoping of winter wheat for this coming year, and we're gonna have about 50 to 60 probably in corn, maybe even more than that in corn, depending on how the rotation works out. I'm trying to make our rotation work good, but we picked up so much new ground. And I've got a few fields that can't really grow soybeans on because of deer. So I'm not exactly sure yet how I'm going to set up my my fields for next year. I've just got to figure it out. I need to sit my butt down and figure it out. With the CDL course my brother and I have been taking, I haven't had time to concentrate on stuff like that like I need to. We're doing good to get what we get done. So y'all can see the 30-20 still over here in the field. A week and a half later now. Still haven't got the rest of these corn stalks bush hogged. We'll get there eventually. That is going to do it for this one, you guys. Really appreciate you watching. We have partnered with the Farm Merch bin to provide us with some Roof Farms merch. So if y'all haven't already, go check that out, www.farmmerchbin.com. I'll put a link down in the description below. They've got some awesome merch, and Nikki and Allison are some great people. Support a local company there in Tennessee and support us by buying some Roof Farm merch. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. God bless.